Hello everyone and welcome to our Thanksgiving update for general vascular and nursing. Before we get started, I want to just thank everybody for their efforts over the last few weeks as COVID has started to bear down on our quarantine process. We've had a lot of extra shifts, graveyards, weekends, you name it, in all departments to cover. And so I appreciate everybody's effort as we just kind of unite together and figure this out. A couple of updates based on COVID and the holidays. Just please be aware that there are some restrictions and guidelines for out-of-state travel. You can see those listed by the governor on the state website. And also Inland potentially will be coming out with some guidelines for out-of-state travel through the holidays. However, those have not came out yet. COVID concerns need to be sent directly to HR. HR is taking care of all of those. I would ask that when you call HR and tell them that you're having symptoms or need to be tested, if you could please loop me in, because due to HIPAA concerns, they're not shooting this out to everybody, and that is including the managers. So if you don't mind and feel comfortable, if you could loop me in so we can make a proper arrangements for coverage. Everyone so far has been awesome with that piece, but it's not common knowledge that the managers aren't necessarily being informed. Testing is still done at the business center by Workwell. And so you just set up an appointment, drive through the parking lot type thing, but HR will triage all that for you. The quarantine process has been the biggest thing for us so far, and will continue to be the biggest hurdle as we head into the holidays. We have people already scheduled off and approved vacation times, and so hopefully our exposures and concerns will be spread out in a manner that we're able to staff things appropriately and not have to close too many rooms, but we only can do what we can do, and that's just one patient at a time. A couple things about email security. I think most everyone probably saw this email that came out earlier this week, but I thought it was so important that we really need to discuss it here. As most of you know, we were shut down by a ransomware attack earlier in the year, and there's just certain things that we can do to help prevent this from happening again. The first thing is that anything that comes from outside our network will be labeled external. So that is our first indicator that we need to be really prudent and watch what's going on, because any cyber security threat will come from outside our firewalls. And so this will say external, and that's our first indicator. The second thing is that it may say it's from Steve DeVoisen. So if it says external on it and it's coming from an employee, that's another indicator that something may be wrong. One surefire method to check this is to click on it, and it will say mail to, and it should say, S. DeVoisen at inlandimaging.com or J. Crowley at inlandimaging.com. Or it will say whatever the company they're from, if they're Cisco or something, it will say J. Crowley at cisco.com. So that way that email is actually coming from that person and that company. A third method that we can use, and this was a new one to me, is that when it asks you to click on something, if you just hover over the click, where click here button, it will tell you where it's defaulted to, and it will be clearly not the company or the site that you think you're going to. So that's a third way of telling what's going on. Anyway, just be critically aware that all of us could fall to this. They're getting very good. We get approximately 75,000 phishing emails that are blocked a day in the company. So this is a very apparent and critical threat, and we can see once they get through and get into us the havoc that it can cause. A couple of HR updates. This happens every year. If you have insurance through a spouse, or insurance covered from some other method, you need to remember that you cannot just ignore it. You have to get into Workday, talk to HR, and select the appropriate options within Workday to opt out. Otherwise, you will be thrown in a default plan. It costs money. You don't want it, and it's a nightmare to get rid of it once it happens. So just make sure that you get into Workday, and even if you're not getting our insurance, there are things that you need to do in there. The evals have been done since April or May, and HR is slowly getting them back. Some of you have received yours, some of you haven't. As of today, HR hadn't done all of the evals yet, so as they come in, we'll get them and get everybody taken care of. The salary survey for 2020 is still outstanding. Everyone that filed a grievance and that is on that list is still on that list. They have not made any adjustments or any changes as of yet. Clearly, COVID has been an issue with that, and HR will get to it when they can, but it is still on their radar. Bonuses, merit increases, and profit sharing will all be decided in mid-December. As of last week, we were still going to be getting all of that. The question was to what amount or to what extent. So just stay tuned with that. There's still hope. I'm confident that we will be getting something. It's just whatever the number is, we're not all sure. And the last few slides are for the general ultrasound staff only, so if you're from vascular nursing, you can bow out if you want here. Please remember to wear eye protection doing just general non-COVID patients when you're in the clinic. So every exam that you do, you have to have eye protection. Eyeglasses are okay in these cases. If you are new to the company and you've never been part of our vacation picker, that has been sent out. It's easier if we just call me, a team leader, or talk to somebody. We can describe the process to you. Just be sure to ask questions. But that has been sent out. I think it was maybe end of last week. The holiday call schedule has also been sent out. Thank you to Regina and Julie for a stellar effort. We have got the rotation set for Sacred Heart and Holy Family. There have been some changes because there's been some changes in staffing. So again, I appreciate everybody's effort and willingness to help out. The Christmas party clearly has been canceled. I really hope to be able to redo this for a Christmas in July celebration, but COVID will decide when and where this happens, but it will happen. We will not skip or miss a Christmas party. And the last thing, you're tired of hearing this, we all have COVID fatigue, but this is just critical. Whether we like or think masks work or not, it's not our choice. So the company has mandated that we have to wear masks when we're at work and at the core. Eating, drinking, whatever is no longer an excuse. You got to have your mask on. If you want to sip, take a break, it's got to be mask, sip, mask. But that mask has to stay on. If you need a break, you're going to have to step away in a spot where there's no one around you to pull your mask down. But we just... mask hanging around ears and under your neck and while you're in the core just isn't going to cut it anymore. And I apologize for the inconvenience. I get it. I also get we all make mistakes and forget. I ran out of my office at Holy Family to help Jill Marshall, who's immunocompromised, and I forgot to have my mask on. But so it just happens. But still, let's help try to police everybody and keep everybody safe. And hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving.